So maintenance wise, here's what I would recommend. First thing we use is synthetic oil, 94 fuel octane, anytime we can get it. Change the oil religiously every 5,000 miles or 8,000 kilometers. We put in a K&N Air Filter. That's the cloth wire mesh air filter that you just have to clean and then put it back in. You don't have to replace it like paper ones. Yeah, the other thing I do is, I did actually this year, was replace all the fluids in the transfer case and the differentials. Not an easy job if you're not mechanically inclined, but well worth doing. You climb under there and you swap out all the fluids, not the transmission one, but the transfer case and the forward and rear differentials, and they're good for another 70,000 or so. The other thing we did was change out the coolant. Completely changed it from the stock pink orange to yellow. The new Ford coolant yellow is much better than the stock stuff, so you need to pressurize your system in order to get out the old fluid. So you need to flush it, but flush it with pressure, and swap it out for yellow. It's highly recommended. The other thing I did was put in a bigger battery. Instead of an H spot 6, I put in an H7, so it's much bigger. H7 LN4 94R 800 cranking amps. So whatever will fit in the bracket is what we put in. So the next thing I did was put in a catch can, which is a collector. It's an oil collector, which keeps bypass oil from going back into the intake manifold and burning up and gumming up the intake valves. So it collects oil, and you just drain that every 2,000 kilometers or so. It's better for your engine for longevity, so it's another thing I would recommend. The other thing we did was we changed the system when you unlock the truck, so all the lights don't go on and off. We programmed it to dark mode so that when you lock and unlock the truck, all you hear is a click, and you don't have the lights going on and everything, because basically what that does is it drains your battery. And we've had that happen to us where we drained the battery when we were out in the bush for a couple of weeks, opening and closing the door, and the battery just drained right down. So we programmed it to dark mode using Forscan. Yeah, that's what the police use to keep their cars without blinking and flashing and honking when they access them. So that's another thing we did. Bleed the brakes, another good thing to do. Completely, basically change out the brake fluid if you can do it by bleeding it out from the back end and topping it up in the top of the brake. Master cylinder fluid thing here. Change the plugs, change the coil packs. Cleaned out the MAF sensors, which are mass airflow sensors that are inside this big duct. And there's some special spray you can buy to actually clean them. They're electronic measurement devices that send signal to your engine that tell your engine how to run, and if they're not clean, your engine doesn't run properly. So that's another thing to do. They're called MAF sensors. Not that hard to get to. There's one right there, you can see it. It's that electronic thing right there. You can sort of see it. And behind the duct there, right in there, that's it there. The other thing you can do is take out your thermostat and switch it for the current one. Especially on 2017s, they don't tell you that they've updated the thermostat. So it's a different part number now when you go to do a thermostat in your 2017. And it runs cooler, so it doesn't overheat on the hills. So that's a really good thing to do. Here's the part number right here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. But if not, I'll put it in the on the screen. And the other thing that I would do is throttle body is another thing I would do. So basically you take out your throttle body, which is, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there it is right there. So that housing right there, that silver kind of housing, that aluminum housing, take it out, clean it up with a throttle body housing cleaner. And because usually they gum up after about 50,000 miles. Take that out and clean it, put it back, and if you do everything I've just listed, your truck will run like brand new. Matter of fact, better than brand new. So it's just my advice. I think pretty basic stuff for mechanically inclined, but not everybody knows about these Fords or what to expect.